All right, let's talk about generative AI. It's the term that's absolutely everywhere, right? But what actually makes it work? In this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on this incredible technology that's changing, well, everything. We'll start with the basics and then get to the single breakthrough that gave AI the power to really understand us. Okay, first things first, what exactly is this stuff? The tech that feels like it's just pulling magic out of thin air. I want you to just imagine this for a second. What if your words could literally create worlds? What if you could take a simple idea, just a phrase in your head, and watch it become a totally unique, vivid image right in front of you? Well, this isn't science fiction anymore. Check this out. A simple text prompt, something like a pink elephant in a party hat on a rainbow, can generate 4 completely original images, just like these. This is generative AI in action. It's creating brand new original stuff from just a few words. So, if we're getting a bit more formal, here's the deal. Traditional AI is great at analyzing or sorting things. It sees data and says, yep, that's a cat. But generative AI, it does something completely different. It learns all the patterns from like mountains of data, and then it creates something totally new from scratch. It doesn't just recognize a cat, it can dream up a picture of a cat you've never ever seen before. And, this creative spark isn't just for images. Oh, no. Models like ChatGPT can whip up entire articles from just a simple prompt, and they write with this crazy fluency. The word you really got to remember here is generative. At their core, these models are creators. Okay, so where does all this fit into the bigger world of artificial intelligence? Let's, find its place on the map. I love this way of thinking about it. Picture a set of those Russian nesting dolls. The biggest, outermost doll, that's artificial intelligence, the whole shebang. You open it up, and inside you've got machine learning, which is all about learning from data. Go one layer deeper, and you hit deep learning using these super complex neural networks. And then, right there at the very heart of it all, that's where you find generative AI. It's this specialized piece of deep learning that's all about one thing, creation. So to really get why today's AI is such a big deal, we have to rewind a bit. We've got to look at this massive problem that older AI models just could not solve. And it all boiled down to one thing, a really, really bad memory. And this was a huge roadblock. I mean, think about it. Early models, like what they called recurrent neural networks, had to read text one word at a time. So by the time they got to the end of a long sentence, let alone a whole paragraph, they'd basically forgotten what happened at the beginning. It's kind of like reading the mystery novel but completely forgetting who the main detective is by chapter 3. It just doesn't work. And man, the last few years have just been an explosion. We saw all these new models pop up, Google's BERT, OpenAI's GPT series, you name it. And each one was pushing the envelope a little further. But the real game changer, the thing that cracked the whole problem wide open, wasn't just a bigger, better model. Nope. It was a completely new way of building the AI, a new architecture that finally fixed that terrible memory. So that new architecture, it was introduced back in 2017, and it's called the transformer. And let me tell you, it didn't just solve the memory problem, it changed everything. The whole idea came from this groundbreaking research paper out of Google. And honestly, the title says it all. Attention is all you need. It laid out this revolutionary new way for an AI to process language, not one word at a time anymore, but seeing the whole picture all at once. Okay, this diagram might look a little complicated, but the idea behind it is actually pretty elegant. This is the transformer. Think of it like a 2-part brain. The left side here, that's the encoder, and it's basically the reader. It just gobbles up your entire sentence all at once and figures out what it all means, the whole context. Then the right side, the decoder, that's the writer. It takes that deep understanding and uses it to generate a totally new and, more importantly, a coherent response. So how does it get that deep understanding? Right? This is the magic part. The secret sauce is a concept called the attention mechanism. Now, instead of just plodding along word by word, the model looks at the entire sentence at the same time. And what it does is it weighs the importance of every single word in relation to every other word. It figures out which connections matter the most for the overall meaning. Let me break it down even simpler. Imagine you have a sentence. The model picks a word. First, it compares that word to every other word in the sentence. Then, it gives each of those other words a score based on how relevant it is.
And finally, it uses those scores to build a brand new, super context-rich understanding of that original word. It's almost like it's taking a highlighter and marking all the connections. And because it does this for the entire text at once, poof, the memory problem was completely solved.
Okay, so that's the what and the how. But what about the so what? Why does this matter so much right here, right now? Let's dive into some of the real-world applications. I mean, look at the creative world. Generative AI is absolutely reshaping it. We're talking about automating blogs and articles, generating one-of-a-kind logos and artwork out of thin air. It's even composing music and writing personalized ads. It's happening everywhere. And this is not just about the artsy stuff. Its impact is spreading into really technical fields too. It's speeding up software development by actually writing code. It's helping scientists with super complex stuff like drug discovery. It's making education more interactive and personal, and it's the engine behind those super smart chatbots we're all starting to talk to. And what you get is this whole new ecosystem of companies just exploding into existence. Down at the base layer, you've got the foundational models. These are the massive, powerful engines from companies like OpenAI and Anthropic. And then, built right on top of them, you have this whole universe of specialized tools. Apps like Midjourney for making incredible art, or Jasper for writing copy. And they're popping up for pretty much every industry you can think of. So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. We have fundamentally shifted from an AI that just analyzes things to an AI that creates things. That attention breakthrough was the key. It unlocked a true understanding of context, and that unleashed this wave of creativity that's now washing over literally every part of our economy. And the scary or exciting part is that this tech is getting better exponentially, which leaves us with a pretty big question, right? What are we going to ask it to do next?